All right. We are live. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the SEO Teardown, episode 14. I am Scott Gombar, and every week on Wednesday afternoon, I come to you live to talk about SEO. Different topic every week, but, I'm always open to questions, and I'll answer the questions as best as I can while we're live on the air. And if you have a website that you want to share with me, and I can analyze on the air, that would be awesome. I would love to do that for you. It would be free, no charge. We analyze it, and I'll tell you what you need to do going forward. I do have some people watching live on what's the best way to get links. Well, already we got the questions. So actually, Photolog, thanks for joining. I talked about that last week, so go back to the SEO Teardown episode 13. You can go to scottgumbar.com and it's on there. iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook. And I did talk about that. Yep, I know. This is the first week I'm doing this on Twitter Live, Photologic. So anyway, I talk a lot about backlinks on there. So wherever your podcast preferences, whether it's Google Play, YouTube, or iTunes, it's all there. Best ways, there's asking, there's guest blogging, there's sites like TED Talks or it's TED.com, which is TED Talks. There's social media, there's doing podcasts, which I'm going to talk about, I believe, next week, about getting backlinks via podcasting. But that'll be next week. So join me next week, same time, same channel, and I'll talk about that then. But if you want to learn more about backlinks, go back to last week's episode, and there's some blogs, I believe, on my website as well. Got a friend who's a chiropractor, needs some help with cafeoflifechiropractic.com. I will, let's go there, and I'll tell you really quickly. So anyway, this week's, while I'm doing that, I'm going to multitask. It doesn't usually work out too well, but I'm going to try it. Cafe of Chiro. Let's see if it just comes up if I Google Cafe of Chi. Yeah, Cafe of Life Chiropractic. There we go. All right, so this week's episode, I'm going to talk about how to dominate the first page of Google. So here, are they in Miami Beach, Photologic? I'll get to AMP in a moment. How to dominate the first page of Google. And if you Google Scott Gombar right now, SCOTT-GOMBAR. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, then you see my name. You'll see the first thing that comes up is my website, then my LinkedIn, then my Facebook, then my profile on reciprocity.com. Sorry. Then my Twitter, then my SlideShare, then business to community, then my YouTube channel, then my inbound marketing. I occupy every spot on the first page of Google for Scott Gombar. Now, it's my name. I should. I will tell you, I know another marketing agency that does not. That person's name, if you Google it, they don't show up in the top spots. They didn't do a good job. Then my Google business listing is over to the right. Now, I occupy the entire front page of Google, first page of Google for Scott Gombar, as I should. Do I occupy it for digital marketing? No. That is a very, very challenging term to occupy to get the top spot of Google. Now, if you Google digital marketing in CT, which is where I am on the first page. All right, so why do I care about occupying the top spot? I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I work with a company called Ace My Interview. Maybe they're watching right now. I'm not sure. They're running ads. They set up their Google My Business listing, and we've obviously taken care of the SEO on their site. Okay. They occupy a high percentage of the first page of Google for some of their keywords. Why does that matter? They have the ad at the top. So on a normal Google search results page, you have your ads, you have your Google Maps, and then you have your organic listings, and then you have more ads. Unless it's shopping, then you have shopping ads over to the right. And if I have an ad running and it shows in top spot 1 through 4, and then I have my Google Maps listing, Google My Business listing, And then I have my organic, my website comes up as organic. And then I have, let's say, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever else is out there, some of the stuff. Business to Community is a site I blog on, SlideShare. I posted a few. I don't even have that many PowerPoints on there, but I have a few. YouTube, all right? And if all of these things are showing up on the first page, you are dominating the first page of Google. And the name of the game is real estate. How much real estate can I occupy on the first page of Google? Well, how do I do that? Well, first you have to have, the way to dominate the most space on the first page of Google, you have to have ads. You have to set up Google My Business. So it's google.com/mybusiness. If you're a local business, that is a huge importance to have that set up. You will lose a lot of local traffic if you don't. You have to have reviews. I talked about this a few episodes ago. You have to have reviews on the Google My Business page. And then you have to have your website optimized for SEO, and that includes things like meta descriptions, title tags and alt tags on your photos. And again, I've talked about this over and over again on this podcast. You can go to my website, scottgombar.com, and on the very first page, right below the slider, you'll see you can get a free checklist. I don't ask for anything except your email. I don't send out emails more than once a week unless there's something special going on. So sign up, get a free checklist, and then I'll talk about all of the on-page SEO stuff you need to do before you worry about the links, which is what PhotoLogic was just asking about. All right. And PhotoLogic, if you hang on, I hope you're still here. I will give you an assessment of that website. So it's cafeoflifechiropractic.com. And PhotoLogic, if you're still here, let me check. Tell me. I'm not sure if you're still here. It doesn't look like you are. But if you are, tell me what it is they want to rank for. Chiropractic. Let's try it. Chiropractic. We'll do chiropractic health. So why do I want to do chiropractic health instead of chiropractic? And the answer is because it is very difficult to rank for one Miami Beach chiropractor. All right. Awesome. So that's perfect. It's very difficult to rank for one keywords. What does that mean? A chiropractor. There's I don't know, hundreds, thousands of chiropractors around the country. How many are in Miami? I don't know. But we're going to find out how they're doing on that in a moment. So Miami Beach chiropractor now we're focused on the very specific location where they service clients. Okay. Now I know a few chiropractors myself, and I know chiropractors are very hyper local. They only focus on traffic or website traffic or clients in their own area. Now, looking at this site, they may be reaching a little further. I mean, people are not going to visit chiropractors if it's far away, but they do have a blog, so maybe they get some attention nationally. So, number one good thing is you have a blog. Is it active? Let's see. Pointless to have a blog if it's not active. Last blog. Well, let's go to the feed here. Last blog was December. Looks like you're really active. Every few days there's a new blog. Now the question is this website managed by one of those firms that specializes? Yes, Chiromatrix. That's what I thought. All right. So on my site, scottgombar.com, you will. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So PhotoLogic, they run a site with Chiromatrix as a cookie cutter. So here's the thing. I actually worked with a chiropractor. It wasn't Chiromatrix that did their site, but it was a similar business where they specialize in a niche, in a specific vertical. Yes, they should build a new site, and I'm going to get. Now, I will tell you that their rankings are good. Not rankings. Their results are not bad. They're very good, but there's some things they can work on. So let me first say this. I wrote a blog post not too long ago. It's probably been 6 months or so, where I talked about working with these businesses that specialize in a particular vertical. So law firms have these lawyer firms, and chiropractors have these chiropractic firms, and dentists have dentist firms. And here's the problem. They're going to provide you with the same content that they provide every other chiropractor and every other law firm and every other dentist and every other whatever business you're in. It's great. They know the business. However, the problem with that is by having the same content, Google doesn't care. Google doesn't give a damn about your site at that point. So while the results, the score of your website or their website is 67%, which is good, out of 100%, it's good. The problem is my audit doesn't include duplicate content, which is very likely to be the case given that they're working with, like you said, the cookie cutter firm. So let me tell you some of the areas that, let's just go over. So if there's 30 good signals, 28 issues found. Page loads fast enough, so that's awesome. I do believe the next big Google algorithm hit will be page speed. Size of the page is okay. Number of requests is acceptable. So basically, everything is as far as page speed is concerned, is good. Exact keyword not found in this URL. It's very difficult. Somebody probably already owns Miami Beach Chiropractor. Let's just see. So, you're going to have a hard time ranking for that. But if nobody owns it, I would tell you to go get it right now. Yes, somebody owns it. Dr. Mason or Marson, sorry, already owns it. So you won't be able to do anything like that. Unless you get maybe a .net or something. But otherwise, the URL and the SEO is SEO friendly, meaning the word chiropractor or chiropractic is in the URL of the website. The page URLs, if you can include that somewhere in a page URL, that would be awesome. If you haven't already done that, the title tag should contain the keyword, which it actually does. So I'm not really sure why that's an error. Miami Beach Chiropractor. Did I spell it wrong? No, I spelled it right. I spelled it right, so I'm not sure why it says that. Title tag should begin with the keyword, but you have chiropractor in Miami Beach and Miami Beach Chiropractor, so that's fine. Description tag needs exact keyword. Again, you have chiropractor in Miami Beach, so that's okay. Description tag should be 160 characters or less, so it sounds like the description tag, meta description is long, but that's okay. Again, the only thing that's going to happen with that is Google's going to truncate it, which is fine as long as what you're trying to rank for is before the 160 characters is up. Exact keywords and alt tags on images, and also the file name, image file names, remove underscores in image file names. Use H1, H2, and H3 headers with the exact keyword tags. So you do have your chiropractor in Miami Beach for an H2, which is great. This is actually very well done as far as the cookie, being cookie cutter and all. I think the major concerns here would be, number one, there's not a lot of content apparently. You should have 2,000 plus words. The exact keyword is not found in the anchor text. I'm guessing there's some variations, which is great. If you go back to previous episodes of the SEO Teardown, you will also see that I talk about having variations of your keywords, and I actually came up with a term for that, and I can't recall it at the moment. But you need to do that for RankBrain, and RankBrain, I talk a lot about RankBrain in previous episodes and on my blog. So check that out. RankBrain RankBrain essentially tries to figure out what the searcher's intent is. Doesn't show a sitemap. My site is scottgombar.com, SCOTTGOMBAR.com. So for some reason, the link, there is a sitemap, but not linked to the homepage. HTML is not W3C validated, which, not a big deal, but something you may want to take a look at. Remove inline CSS. You have some CSS built into the page rather than in a separate file. Again, not a horrible thing. Text to HTML ratio is too low, meaning there's a lot of HTML, not enough text. And again, link to sitemap.xml. It sounds like the site may have not been submitted to Google Search Console. So I can't verify that, but you should check and make sure, because that'll also give you what you need to look for. Add a tweet button. I don't know if they have Twitter, but if they do, they should add it. Or even if they don't, they should add a tweet button so that people can share. You do have a Facebook, Google Plus button. There's only been 3 page shares to Facebook, so there's not a whole lot of social sharing. And one of the big things that will pop up in the next year is social sharing as part of the Google ranking algorithm. Mobile sitemap, add an Apple icon. So as we know, a lot of people searching from iPhones and iPads. Don't have a lot of links from other sites. So I know you asked me in the beginning, how do you get links? Don't buy links. I'm going to start with that. Do not buy links. Now, with Penguin 4.0, which came out a couple months ago, you don't have to worry about being removed from Google anymore. But if they're low quality links or spammy links, they're not going to count. So don't waste your time spending money on private blog networks, PBNs, or buying links on Fiverr or wherever else you can buy links. Just don't. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. Natural ways to get links: blog on other sites. Share your blog to other sites. So once you've written a blog, you can, and this is a blog post on my site, you can wait for Google to index it on your site and then share it to other sites like Medium or Blogger or Reddit or Tumblr or wherever you want to share stuff. Industry sites, if there's which I'm sure there is, a chiropractor site where you can share your content, share it there. So that's one way. Another way is to add profiles on social media and on TED.com, sites like that, LinkedIn, social media, right? There's a lot of social sites with high value. If there's a chiropractor type of social media site, add it on there. Like I blog sometimes on inbound.org or socialmediatoday.com, sites like that are relevant to chiropractor. Ask other businesses if you can write a blog on their site. I've had a chiropractor on my other podcast, Growth Success Radio. We talked about the importance of health and how chiropractor can address that, being healthy to run your business, and how chiropractor can address your health, ongoing health. So there may be an opportunity to share your information in other verticals, as long as it's high value. Don't go to spammy sites and so forth. You can comment on blogs of high value. Doesn't always guarantee. A lot of blogs are no follow, which means you are not going to get any credit for that, but you can do that. If you can get someone to share your content, and by the way, doing that on Facebook, LinkedIn, and so forth, thank you, PhotoLogic. I've got some work to do. There's a couple of little bugs I found on the site, but that's okay. I'll fix those. So if you can get someone to share your content, this is another way to get links back to your website. So it's got Moz Rank, Moz Trust. These don't affect Google, but they help you determine whether or not that the site quality is good. And so those are all good. Really, you need to get backlinks. So really, you need to share content and you need to get backlinks. The domain expires in 17 days. Not sure if they're aware of that. Their domain is about to expire. So they will want to renew. When they renew for multiple years, not just 1 year. They've had the domain for almost 15 years, so that's awesome. Preferred, yeah, this is what I was talking. It does not look like the site has been set up in Google Search Console. So get it set up in Google Search Console and in Bing Webmaster Tools, because it says preferred domain is not set. Also, add HTTPS. Google has not said that it affects ranking. They've indicated that it will, but from most tests, it doesn't yet. HTTPS costs you like $70 a year, maybe. I have it on my site. And if you're not familiar with what that is, if you go to your bank site, you'll see instead of HTTP whatever your bank is, you'll see HTTPS, and that just means it's a secure site, even though what it actually does look like you have logins on your site, client admin. Yeah, so even though that's a different site. So install HTTPS on your site. Now, if you do that, you will need to set up 301 redirects in order to show that instead of HTTP, it's now HTTPS. So that was a lot to talk about. I would say that the biggest focus for you now, because HTTPS is not not going to hurt you a lot right now. The biggest focus would be social sharing and getting backlinks through some of the methods that I've just talked about. Those should be your two biggest focus. And an easy fix, by the way, is adding some header tags throughout the website, H1, H2, H3, and title tags for your images. All right. If PhotoLogic, if you send me an email, scott@scottgombar.com, I will forward you this assessment that I just ran. It's a quick assessment. I can run a deeper assessment and get it to them as well. But I'll let you send me an email, scott@scottgombar.com. This week's episode, and I've already gone longer than I've ever gone on this podcast, but this week's episode, the focus was occupying as much space as you can on the first page of Google. And again, the way to do that is the high quality AdWord campaign. Now, you don't just start it. I know an attorney who started an ad campaign, had no idea what he was doing. He's showing up on the second or third page of Google for his ads, but he's still getting clicks. Problem is they're not converting, and he's spending a lot of money on clicks. If you're an attorney and you're running an AdWords campaign, you know those keywords are expensive, probably in the mid $30 per click. So they're very expensive, and if it's not set up right, you're going to just be burning money. You may as well just open the window and throw your money out the window. So first, high quality ads relevant to what you do. Second, Google My Business, set up your local listing, or if it's a service area business or a brand, set that up and, make sure it's set up either way. And thirdly, organic, but not just for your website, your social media your social media profiles and so forth. And you will occupy, if you Google Scott Gombar, you will see, and then not just Facebook or LinkedIn. I have Reciprocity.com, which is somebody I had on my other podcast a while back. Twitter, SlideShare, Business to Community, which is another awesome site, easy to get on as a contributor. My images, Quinnipiac Chamber, which I'm not even a member of anymore, but that shows up on the first page. I'm sure if I kept going, my BNI membership would show up. Other social, Pinterest is not even on the first page. So other social platforms that will get you to the first page and help you to occupy more space on the first page. Guest blogging. There's so many ways to do it. So my website is scottgombar.com. I do this every week, usually at noon. The third Wednesday, which is today, is normally 2 p.m. However, my 11 a.m. Mastermind was canceled for this month, so I had some time to get it done now. So here I am. I will be back next Wednesday at noon, and the topic will be podcasting for SEO. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then the first one in January is local SEO. So make sure you join me, learn about SEO on here. If you want to learn more about on-page SEO specifically, just go to scottgombar.com. You can sign up for the next on-page SEO. It's a 4-part series that's going to start on January 4th, I believe. Or 5th. I think it's the 5th. January 5th. So we meet Thursday nights. No problem, PhotoLogic. Thanks for joining me. We meet on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. over the internet, and I go over how to set up your website and all your on-page SEO. If you want to be a DIYer. So join me for that if you'd like. Everything can be found on scottgombar.com, and I will talk to everybody soon. And remember, everybody, search is for the people. Keep on searching.